What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another Cleveland Guardians video for you guys. And you know what's crazy right now? It's already July 5th. The All-Star game is right around the corner. And of course, the MLB Trade Deadline is coming up at the end of the month. And with that in mind, I decided now would be a great time to talk about some potential trade targets for the Cleveland Guardians. Now, before I get into my 10 trade targets, yeah, I listed 10 of them, 5 bats, 5 pitchers. I was actually looking through Bleacher Report and I saw an article talking about teams that might be the most aggressive. And I found this little blurb talking about the Guardians. So let's take a look and see what it says, shall we? But here's what it says, and I quote: the number one need for a Guardians team with a dominant bullpen and the number 6 offense in terms of runs scored is in the starter rotation. Heck, the number 2 and number 3 needs may be in the starting rotation. I see nothing but facts. The Guardians lost former AL Cy Young Award winner Shane Bieber for the season in April, while Ben Lively, Ben Lively, who was pitching in the KBO not too long ago, is having a career year, and Tanner Bybee continues to impress after finishing second in the AL Rookie of the Year award voting last season. They are ill-equipped for a postseason series right now. Again, nothing but facts. I mean, if we were in the playoffs right now, I believe our rotation for the ALDS would be Tanner Bybee and Lively, and I assume Gavin Williams. And we've only seen him for one game so far. Yeah, not great. Not great at all. Now, continuing, they listed some potential options here. If Kevin Gosman turns around what's been a disappointing season and the Blue Jays are willing to trade him, he would be a good fit in Cleveland. Yes, he would. The same goes for his Toronto teammate Chris Bassett, one of the steadiest pitchers in the sport. Yusei Kikuchi is probably going to be dealt too. Okay, interesting. And then to finish it up, they added, while the Guardians could stand to add at DH, they probably need to acquire 2 starting pitchers. Landing a pitcher who could start game 2 of a postseason series behind Bybee would be smart, and then supplementing that addition with a back end starter like Michael Lorenzen would make sense. Interesting. Now, to start it off, we're going to take a look at my Guardians trade deadline needs. And of course, number 1, as you can imagine, middle rotation starter. Now, in terms of players that we could go after, yeah, Luis Severino, Zach Eflin. His name has started coming up from Guards fans everywhere on social media, especially after the Rays just dealt Aaron Savali. I think he is very attainable. Then you got Garrett Crochet. And from what I'm hearing, he would cost a lot, especially considering we're division rivals with the White Sox, of course. And of course, they'd have that division rival tax. We would have to give up way more than any other team would to get Garrett Crochet. But could you imagine our rotation with Crochet? Yes, please. That would be lit. But it's probably not going to happen. Oh well. And then I listed Yusei Kikuchi and Chris Bassett. I was going to put Jesus Luzardo on here, but of course he's hurt. Of course. So if we could get any 2 of these guys, most likely it would be maybe Luis Severino and maybe one of the Blue Jays pitchers. That would be amazing. I mean, going into a playoff series like the ALDS with Tanner Bybee starting game 1, maybe Bassett or Kikuchi starting game 2, and then you look to finish them off with a Luis Severino. Oh, that would be lit. Not gonna lie. That would be lit. But man, if somehow got Garrett Crochet, oh my God. But you know the White Sox would never, ever give a player like him to a division rival. Never. I mean, that would be cool too. Now, my number two need, outfielder or shortstop. It's actually just a bat for the lineup. Yeah. Fielder, well, I mean, it's not a glaring need this year like it was in the past. Could definitely use another outfielder. I mean, Stephen Kwan's been holding it down. He's one of the best hitters in the league. And then you got Tyler Freeman, never played the position before. He's looking like he's been there his entire life in center field. And then right field, it's been Will Brennan with a little John Kenzie Noel and some Daniel Schneeman. They've been mixing and matching over there all season. So, I mean, if we could get a solid right fielder, that would be nice, to take the burden off the kids. Now, in terms of some bats that we could acquire, I listed 3 outfielders and 2 shortstops. And I actually listed the outfielders in ability to acquire them. Obviously, Taylor Ward, I think he'd be the easiest one to acquire. If we ended up getting Taylor Ward, that would be awesome, right? I don't think he'd cost really that much. Depends on how much the Angels value him, though, because knowing the Angels, they could get fleeced easily. They're a low-key dumb organization. I think Chris Antonetti could finesse them for Taylor Ward. Now, as you can tell, I put Randy Arozarena on here simply because, again, the Rays are low-key sellers. I mean, if there's a chance to get him, you take it. Imagine, though, right? Let's say game 3 of the ALDS, right? 2 down in the 9th. Closely on the mound throwing fireballs. The opposing batter gets a hold of one, sends it to right field. Back at the track, Arozarena jumps, he makes the catch, and then as the whole stadium just erupts, he's over here posing. Oh my God, that would be cinema. Cinema. But do I think Arozarena is going anywhere? Probably not. And of course, you have Luis Robert. Again, division rival tax would come into effect, and just like Crochet, they would want a lot from us to get him. Could you just imagine Luis Robert in this lineup? I mean, no matter where you put him, he would be protected. I mean, you put him third, behind Jose in front of Naylor. Yeah, good luck getting through that. My God, that would be insane. And then in terms of shortstops, of course, Bo Bichette. I've heard his name come up a few times. And then Paul DeJong, who has all of a sudden turned into a power hitter. Now, the only thing about Paul DeJong is his defense kind of stinks. I mean, we legit just saw him throw a ball at Josh Naylor's back. But honestly, I would take his offense any day of the week. I really would. I would honestly sacrifice his defense for his offense. Because he'd have Jose, he'd have Andres backing him up. Yeah. I mean, dang, bro. I mean, if we would have got Bo Bichette, if we could get like a package deal, like Bo Bichette and like Yusei Kikuchi, oh my God, I'd be on here doing backflips. Straight up. I hurt myself, but I would. Would be insane, man. And then for my final need, I guess, this isn't really much of a need, but every team needs this pretty much at this time of year. I put bullpen depth because you look at our bullpen right now, they've been used a lot. And I feel bad for them because our starting rotation, which has been better lately, for a while there, they couldn't even get through 5 innings. My God, working the poor guys in the pen to death. Oh my God. Looks like we're starting to get better. We got our pitchers going deeper in the games somewhat. So, we haven't had the burden too much. But, you could always add some depth to the bullpen. I think if we were going to add a bullpen pitcher, it'd probably be someone for like the middle innings because our late inning guys are good. They're fine. I almost forgot we don't even have Trevor Stephan this year because he got hurt. And we haven't even seen James Karinchak. I don't even know if we're going to see him again. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad if he got banished to the freaking nether regions of baseball lore or whatever because he kind of stinks. Oh man. But yeah. Those are my three needs for the Guardians heading into the deadline. Of course, the players could change, and we'll see if the Guardians do anything. I'm sure they will. If the Guardians go through the entire month of July without making a move with what we need, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be a happy camper. Because you look at where the Guardians are right now, both in the standings and like in terms of their team. They need at least one starter. You're not going to do much in the playoffs with the current rotation that we have. Oh, but crazy dog Matthew Boyd. Are we really going to try to rely on a pitcher just coming off Tommy John? Really don't want to. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if they put Matthew Boyd in the bullpen just to add some depth, right? But I really don't want to have to rely on Matthew Boyd pitching in big games. He's coming off Tommy John. I mean, he's a solid pitcher, but coming off Tommy John, it might take him like the rest of the year to freaking get going, right? I mean, he hasn't pitched in a while because of that Tommy John. And so we'll see what happens with him. But honestly, it's obvious. Get me a starting pitcher or two, especially with that Bleacher Report article saying it. We might need two. Yeah. Originally, it was only one. But yeah, we need two. We need two. Because you really can't trust Logan Allen. He's mid. And Cookie is old. And, I mean, he's better. But again, I can't trust him either in a freaking playoff series. And then Tristan McKenzie is all over the place. They sent him down to work on his mechanics. Hopefully he comes back much better. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments of the players I mentioned. Are there any players that you would want to see the Guardians go after? And let me know what you guys think. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. As always, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Guardians. I'll be live tonight for Guardians and Giants. And let's take this series. You know, this is the final home series of the first half of the season. And then we go on the road to Detroit and Tampa. Should be fun. With that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Guardians. And I'm out. Bye-bye. Yeah.